I'm getting really tired. This is like the 12th time I've tried to record this video, and I'm not exaggerating. I started this around 8 o'clock, and it is past midnight, I'm pretty sure. Hurry up. 1:41. That tells you how long I've been trying to do this. There are 3 things I want to talk about. First thing I want to talk about is I am moving. Also, if you haven't noticed, all my videos from if you follow my channel, all my videos from the past are gone. I'm starting from scratch because I am moving. My girlfriend and I are moving in together. And we're planning on doing videos together. It'll be mostly vape related stuff like juice reviews and stuff like that. But the third thing, which will take me forever to talk about because I can sit and talk about this for hours, and I have been. Between now and hopefully mid-2018, I'm going to be going through the application process of becoming a police officer in my area. I haven't decided whether or not I want to apply for the county sheriff or for city police. I'm still debating that, and what I'm going to do is I'm waiting until after I move out of this shithole and move in with my girlfriend. Well, we move in together. And we get settled, and everything's fine. We have our own car, everything's good, we have good income, we're financially stable enough for me to do this. I am going to be going through that application process. So, and a lot of people are probably going to say, well, why do you want to be a police officer? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do that? I'm going to tell you the same thing that I've told everybody else. 1, I want to be a police officer not to really help my community, but to be a positive influence on it rather than a negative one, because I know 3 people that I grew up with that are now in prison. 2 are in for murder. 1 of them is in the Georgia area. It's actually in Roswell. If you know who Jeffrey Hazelwood is, then you know what I'm talking about. I grew up with that motherfucker, okay? And he decided to go ahead and kill 2 Roswell High School seniors behind the Publix here in Roswell, and decided to toss them in a dumpster. So, if you know who Marcus Bryant is, he graduated the year before I did when I moved out to Texas. He graduated from Boys Ranch High School, same high school I did. And he decided that it was a good idea to go ahead and murder somebody too, him and a buddy of his. And I believe that was in Alabama. I'm not entirely sure. And then another buddy of mine, who I'm not going to say because I don't know if this is going to be anybody that knows him or not, but he was selling drugs full scale. I mean like cartel level scale. So I know 3 people that are in prison, and I don't want to be the next. I want to be a positive influence on my community rather than a negative one, because knowing myself well enough, knowing that I don't get away with anything, and knowing that idle hands are the devil's toys. If I sit around too long and do nothing, I know I'm going to do something. I'm going to fuck up. I know I'm going to do something. I may not go to prison for it. I haven't yet. I don't have a record or anything. Don't get me wrong. But I know myself well enough to know that if I just sit around and do nothing, then I'm probably going to do something negative. I don't want to do that. So, now, and a lot of people are probably going to ask me, well, then why don't you just join the fire department? Again, idle hands are the devil's toys. Because basically all you do at the fire department in this area is you sit around and you play video games all day, and you eat and you sleep, and then you're off. Now, do not take this as me bad-mouthing the fire department, especially in my area. I have the highest respect for, the police department and the fire department, because I respect everything that they do. Because while we have the military out on the other, out overseas, we have our fire department and we have our police department over here protecting us while we're here, here on the home front. They're basically the military of the people, if you think about it, because they're doing what they can to protect us from ourselves. So, but yeah, the fire department doesn't do enough for me. I like to be able to do something. I like to be up and moving and have something to do other than just sit on my ass and do nothing. I do that on my days off. I don't want to do that on my days at work too. So, police department, and I mean, what other job do you get to pay? You get paid to drive over the speed limit, shoot guns, and play hide and seek. I mean, come on. What other jobs do you get to do that with? And besides, I've wanted to be a police officer since I was little. And I kind of talked myself out of it. My mom talked me out of it. And then I moved out with my dad, and he's a volunteer firefighter. Again, well, he's a volunteer, so he has another job, so he can do that. And I'm pretty sure he would tell you the same thing, is that if you were an actual firefighter, you probably just sit around and do nothing most of the time. Not so much in his area, because he lives up in the Panhandle of Texas, which is in the Great Plains, which is very dry. And there's a lot of tall grass that's dry all of the time, and it catches on fire all of the time. So they have something to do. They're not just up, they're just not sitting around the station doing nothing all day. But anyways, and it's funny because the person that actually suggested this to me, that put this idea back in my head, was my girlfriend, who, normally you would think your significant other would be the person that would suggest against something like that. But no, we were talking about our future and stuff, what we're going to be doing in the meantime. And because I'm in between jobs right now and I don't have anything else to do, and I'm looking for jobs. And one of the things that she suggested was, well, why don't you just apply at the police department? I just kind of looked at her and was like, really? I figured you would have been the person that would have said, oh, hell no, if I were to have suggested it, which is why I haven't. And she was like, no, I think it'd be a good idea. Especially at our age, because I'm 19 right now, about to turn 20. So, I mean, if I were to start the application process now, I would turn 21 before I even got into the academy. So, that's not an issue. But, yeah. I mean, yeah, she suggested the whole, battery's low. Sorry, my battery was low on my phone. I've got 10% left, so I gotta make this short anyways. But anyways, she suggested the fire department too, and I explained that to her and said, well, you don't do anything, and I'd rather get paid to do something than sit on my ass, because then I feel like I'm wasting taxpayers' money if I'm just sitting there. And then again, not talking bad about the police department or the fire department. I respect our boys in red. It's just, it's not for me. And then she suggested an EMT, and then immediately retracted it because she knows me well enough to know that I can't handle that shit. She talks about all the time how she wants to be a trauma surgeon, and I'm just like, just at the thought of it, I can't handle that shit. So we agreed I would send her bad guys with bullet holes, and she'd patch them up and send them to prison. Or patch them up, and then I'd come and get them and send them to prison. That kind of thing. But, yeah. So anyways, that's the plan. So what's going to happen is videos are going to pick up. They're going to get more frequent here in the near future. And then as I start going through the application process to become an officer, it'll slow down. And then I'll start doing more videos again. With her, or we'll still do videos together. They'll just be probably more once a week. Then again, I'm not too sure how often or frequent we're going to be doing videos anyways, but it'll probably be less frequent if we do more than maybe one video a week to start out with. Like if we do 2 videos a week, it'll probably slow down to 1 when I start doing my application, because it's going to take a while. Because you got to go through all of this shit. You got to first you have to apply, then you have to go through the physical exam, then you have to go through the physical test, then you have to go through the written test, and the psychological test, and the lie detector test, then you have to go through what's called the oral board, And then, depending on the department, you actually have to go through a sit-down interview with the chief of the department, and then you go to the academy. Which, again, depending on the department, it could go from anywhere between 2 months to 6 to 7 months, just for the academy. Hopefully, the department that I apply for, I don't have to go to the academy too long, because knowing me and my girlfriend enough, we don't do well with that kind of thing, being apart for too long. So, but I know it's something we could get through, especially knowing that it would be something to better our future. So, and I'd rather start I would feel much better knowing that I started a family as a police officer than anything else. And I actually talked to my dad about it today. And he was like, yeah, dude, I feel like you'd make a great officer, which makes me feel good about myself. So, but anyways, I'm just rambling on about the same thing over and over again. So, please subscribe to the channel if you want to watch any more of these videos. I promise you that these are not going to be the standard video of me just sitting here rambling on about nothing. They're going to actually be real videos, real vape videos. Like, I'm probably going to do a video on this juice tomorrow just to get just to get our foot in the door. Which, actually, I am going to do a video on this juice before it's out, before I run out of it. I'm probably going to go to bed and I'll do it in the morning. But, I'm not going to tell you what juice it is. But it's pretty good. I will tell you that much. But anyways, I'm out. Y'all stay sexy. I'll see you in the next one.